What's up, everybody? Sorry I've been away for about a week. Didn't put out any videos since. I've been really busy with trying to push out this music video company, and it's going pretty well. I had 2 shoots over the weekend and they both went very well. I'm really excited to say that, mainly because this is my first time kind of diving into these realms. So without further ado, I want to go into a video today about how to create a artificial kind of underlay of a vocal. It's a sort of hard thing to explain, sort of like that lower demonic voice that is underneath the main vocal. Kendrick Lamar uses this effect a lot, and I use it on the last album that I put out, which is Keys to the City by Scribe, which is actually trending number 2 as of right now on iTunes top for hip hop and rap for the Canada area. So that's really dope. Congrats to Scribe for that. I'm gonna go into this song and show you guys how I created sort of that demonic undertone to create some grit and aggression towards the main vocal. So I'm gonna hop on the screen right now and I'm gonna show you guys how exactly I did that. Peace, let's do it.
Alright, so here we are. We got the session up. The song is called Thesis. It's by Scribe. So the main effect that we're going to be focusing on is creating this underlying sort of demonic tone, a lower pitched tone that'll bring body and aggression and grit to the main vocal. You could see here that I have 2 similar looking tracks. I have his main vocal track, and then I have the duplicate, which then became that sort of demonic tone. So I'm going to just start off. I'm going to play a little bit of this for you so you guys can get a feel for the song itself. Take a listen.
Well, I got barely 30 seconds to convince you to stay, so there'll be no dramatic intros, never mind the cliches. I ain't gonna tell you why you need to stay and listen to me. Yeah, they're here because you down a unit, fueling your aim to throw me shade. But either way, I hope you find what you seek and find the relief, satisfaction.
And now take a listen with this underlying tone muted. You can see that it lacks a little bit of character that the underlying tone really brings out in the vocal. Take a listen.
Well, I got barely 30 seconds to convince you to stay, so there'll be no dramatic intros, never mind the cliches. I ain't gonna tell you why you need to stay and listen to me. Yeah, they're here because you down a unit, fueling your aim.
So you can tell the difference. Let's go right into his verses here. We'll start with so essentially I took my standard mix. Again, this actually isn't the final mix project that I had. The final session has all the track outs for the beat, but this is the general vocal mix that I use for him. I started off with my EQ, then I went over into my compressor that I usually do. For those of you guys that watch my my videos often, you will see the same mix chain on a majority of the stuff that I do. So all I did once I was done mixing the main vocal is I right-clicked on the track itself and I went to duplicate. So that created a duplicate of the main vocal, which you could see right here. And again, you will see my main mix chain for vocals. You could see here that I replaced the J37 with a Pitch 2 plugin. Pitch 2 is the effect that's gonna give it that underlying tone. So literally, it's essentially putting this single plugin on a vocal and kind of EQing to taste after the fact. So you can see here, it starts off at middle C. I dropped it down 3 semitones. You can see here on the chorus knob. So I'm going to solo this out, and then I'm going to start with this bypass, and then I'll turn it on a little bit into the verse.
Well, I got barely 30 seconds to convince you to stay, so there'll be no dramatic intros, never mind the cliches. I ain't gonna tell you why you need to stay and listen to me. Yeah, they're here because you down a unit, fueling your aim to throw me shade. But either way, I hope you find what you seek and find the relief, satisfaction and contentment is.
So you can see it really brings a certain character to the vocal itself when combined with the main vocal. You were probably able to tell when I was playing this back. You can see here my reverb bus is pretty high. I did that on purpose in order to push that vocal to the back of the mix a little bit, so that way it wasn't competing with the main vocal, the unpitched vocal, but rather complementing it. So that's really all there is to it. Oftentimes I will change the EQ a little bit more to kind of get rid of the mids of the duplicated vocal, the lower pitched one. And by doing that, you'll have a little more clarity in the lower pitch. But really, that's all there is to it. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to answer. Until next time, guys, peace.
Well, I got barely 30 seconds to convince you to stay, so there'll be no dramatic intros, never mind the cliches. I ain't gonna tell you why you need to stay and listen to me. Yeah, they're here because you down and you need fueling your aim to throw me shade. But either way, I hope you find what you seek and find the relief. Satisfaction